G'day guys and welcome back to English Aussie. Here we are with a game week 34 live stream. I hope you all had a good game week for game week 33. Seems like most of you that went bench boost, it did go really well for, so that's great news. Hello to everybody in the chat. Bailey, Dylan, Cap C. As usual, if you're not on a free hit, post your team IDs down below. If you are on a free hit or a wild card, please send your free hit or wild card teams to me on Twitter. Just reply to my latest post, and I will pull up your teams on there and go through them, because obviously you can't see them on FPL Game Week. Bench boost is awesome. That's great news. Great news. I should probably keep my things on the right screen. Yeah, I think it went well for most people that went into bench boost. Everyone seemed to gain rank. Hey Dylan. Hey Oamara. Dill, I think since you're here at the beginning, maybe let's just chuck up your team before some of the members start coming in. 257, 347. There's a few things that I kind of want to... I think this can be a little bit more discussion-based with a lot of you guys this week. Given it's free hit, I think there's quite a few things that we can talk through. Wow, plus 17 point of free hit, Dylan. That's great, mate. Top class. A lot more things that we can sort of have as a bit more of a discussion this week. Yeah, Omara, send free hit draft. If you can reply to my Twitter post, my latest Twitter post... I'll pull that up on the screen, and I just saw my camera died. So yeah, send the free hit drafts on Twitter, please. Deal on bench boost. So would you be free hitting this week then, Dylan? I'd imagine. Hey Alex, what's up? Quex, hey guys, how are you? Rob Light, mate, I really appreciate your donation. Rob, I know I probably say it to you all the time, or maybe I don't say it enough, but honestly, like, I do appreciate everyone that sort of donates or is a member of this channel, because it really does help to keep me going and keep doing stuff. And it's not always easy with life and things getting in the way, but I do really enjoy chatting to you guys. So yeah, much appreciated, mate. Thank you. Dropped a pick into X. Okay, well, let's pull up then from Twitter. Everyone that has been chatting. If that's the case, then I will probably just go through X one by one. I will start with Dylan because he is in here first, and I'm going to be chatting about something else for a little bit. Maybe we should just to talk through some of the fixtures first before we go through some of the other stuff. Maybe we can talk through what the key sort of news is from some of these fixtures as well. And then we'll start on the teams, and I'll start with you as well, mate. So, yeah, actually, there's probably a couple of things as well to talk through, and I did. If any of you watched my video in the middle of the week, I sort of did discuss the league table as well, and how that sort of plays into things a little bit, because there are teams that have certain things to play for, and teams that really don't have much to play for at all. So looking at what we've got here for this week, you can Sunderland v Nottingham Forest. Now, Nottingham Forest don't rotate hugely. I think Murillo being out for them is a big loss defensively. Obviously, Sunderland not particularly high scoring, goal scoring teams. Mohamed Gouda, give me a wildcard draft, please. Yeah, we'll definitely do one of those a little bit later. I think there's someone else that is keen for that as well. So I can definitely do that, Mo. Alex, you're on free hit, no? Triple effort, triple forest, triples double dribbles. Alex, if you're on free hit, just send your team ID on Twitter. Reply to my latest post on Twitter. I posted it in our members chat on WhatsApp. Yo, Flippication, what's up, my guy? How are you? By the way, someone made a bet with me a couple of weeks ago on the stream, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was Teach Me Tips, but I can't remember what I bet was and who won. I feel like I won the bet, but I can't remember. So if Teach Me Tips comes on the stream, remind him. I'm sure it was him. Xavi Simons, what you think? I think he's a good pick, Kentaro. Definitely think he's a good pick. Yeah, so this Sunderland Forest game, like, I'm going to go through these games and sort of talk about the state of the games and like what I think. So obviously Sunderland, a lot to play for. Like they're 11th in the league. Realistically, top 8 are going to make Europe, in my opinion, for sure. It could even be top 9 or top 10. Sunderland in 11th, that are 3 points off 7th place and 4 points off 6th, have loads to play for. They could be in Europa League in 6th place. So important game for them against Nottingham Forest. I expect they're playing for the win. If we're looking at if we're looking at their fixtures over, I don't know why my conditional formatting has just removed itself from my file. But yeah, if we're looking at their fixtures over the next few weeks, Forest, Wolves, Man United, Everton, Chelsea, like all of those games are winnable games for Sunderland, especially in the form they're in at the moment. So, just a reminder, I beat Robs for a tenner. Then I said if Mitoma scores, he owes me it, and then he scores. Oh yeah, Rob's always as a good sport, so he will definitely pay you up. Kentaro, Gakpo or Cunha? Gakpo for me. I think I would go for the Liverpool man. I think sort of Liverpool and Palace, 2 different ends of the spectrum. I know Glasner says that they can still make it in the league, but I think they would be focusing more on the Conference League semi-finals against Shakhtar. They're also away at Shakhtar as well midweek, so it's going to be a long travel for them as well for Palace. I'd expect them to at least get their guys off early. Yeah, so I think that game, like, although Forest have Murillo missing, Sunderland, the fact that Forest have Murillo missing and Sunderland are probably looking for a win in that game, I do expect Sunderland to go for it a little bit. I do actually expect, having thought about it more, that game to be a little bit more open, because I think Nottingham Forest as well, in a similar way, midweek have their sort of Europa League semis with Aston Villa. They're going to want to get a win here, so they can then rest guys in 35 in between that fixture. So I think it's a big fixture this week. Hey Abdullah, how are you, mate? I'm doing well. Been on uncle duties this week. Morgan Gibbs White on a free hit. Mark raving mad. Yeah, I think he's nice. Omar, my draft is in the chat. Can you not post on Twitter for me? It is more easier for me to look at stuff on Twitter. I know Adam. Hey Adam. Afternoon, how's it going? Can't decide between 4-4-2 and 3-4-3. It's between Mavropanos or Watkins, if that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll take a look at your team. I know you posted it on my Twitter ad. So I'll have a look at it. Yeah, then Fulham, Aston Villa. Like Emery's obviously said that they want to finish 3rd in the league and that's important, blah, blah, blah. I mean, is it really? Like, they got a Europa League semi-final. I think that's much more important to them midweek. So, Villa don't really rotate hugely. Maybe the wingers. Rodgers probably comes into the 10. Watkins will play because he's in great form and they want him to keep playing. But I mean that fixture for me is a bit of a. I wouldn't want too many players in that fixture unless you're backing Fulham heavily. Because again, Fulham with a lot to play for. Like as we said, like Fulham are in that sort of group of teams on 45 points in 12th place, 5 points from 6th place, and European football. So a lot to play for. Harry Wilson could be an interesting pick on a free hit. I know people won't want to go for him. Iwobi obviously out. A big loss for Fulham. Stack Attack Poker, I sent you a DM on Twitter, but I can't send an image unless you accept it, I think. Sure, mate, let me just... I'll accept you. Bear with me. Yeah, if you followed me, I will follow you back, just quickly. Yeah, I think I can see most people that have replied to that post. Yeah, ideally not in DMs. If you just reply to my latest post, it's the best way of doing it. Yeah, then Liverpool Crystal Palace. Despite what my brother thinks, I think again Liverpool are going to run through him. I think finally Liverpool get a good result this week. Who's the best 3 GKs just for this game week? I like Freddie Woodman as a 3.9 million Liverpool. There's Marbadashvili's out. Alisson may be back, but if he's not, they'll play Freddie Woodman. Kinski for Tottenham at 3.9 is quite nice. Jordan Pickford is always nice. And obviously David Raya. So I would say those 4 are probably my 4 favourite goalkeepers. I'm back and text you need to scroll down. Yeah, why is that like that? It's weird because it comes up like that on the live, on my side screen. It comes up fine. Yeah, I don't know. Couldn't tell you why it's doing that. Let's try this. I'm the guy who dips the stream early as blue. Thanks, Stack Attack Poker. Flipication, reply to your post on Twitter, mate. Cheers for great informative content. Thank you, mate. No problem. Palace is never an easy fixture for Liverpool. No, historically, and as a Liverpool fan, sorry, I know my screen is looking like a... And as a Liverpool fan, we struggle against Palace, but there are also times where we've beaten them 7-0. So I hope my brother's listening to this stream and he can hear that one. Abdullah, Adam, I'm into the top 100k thanks to you. Currently 76k, pushing for that 50k and going for a big differential on free hit. Yeah. Okay. So let me just talk through the fixtures. I'll come back to all your stuff. Hey Sandri, how are you, mate? Yeah. So Liverpool. My call is Liverpool are going to bang that game. I think Palace are going to be sleeping waiting for Conference League. Away at Shakhtar midweek is going to be a tough one. They'll get their players off early as well. West Ham Everton. I especially in that Liverpool game, if there's an early goal. If there's not an early goal, it could be a bit cagier. But I think there's going to be goals in that Liverpool Palace. I would probably pick Sarr on a free hit, but I just don't know. Now, I'm less confident in the Liverpool backline, given that he said that Water might be starting for Palace. But if he plays a full strength lineup, Palace could score. If he rests a lot of players and Palace don't score early, then Liverpool could go through them. West Ham Everton, I don't expect to be a high scoring game. I think David Moyes is unlikely to change his style of play. They're also quite direct the way they play football as well. Beto's also out with a concussion, so that's their striker done. Tierno Barry, it sounds like he's not going to want to play him up front. Quite interesting to see who they play up front for Everton. Will be an interesting one. I think West Ham will probably look for 3 points, but probably be happy with 1. I like Mavropanos on the free hit. I think the defensive contribution numbers are really good for him. Obviously a goal threat as well. A potential clean sheet threat against Everton without a striker, which is nice. Spurs v Wolves. I mean, Spurs have got to be trying to score goals in that. Like, there has to be goals in that game. They have to win. It's a must-win game. It's a must-win game for Spurs. After that, they got Villa. They got Leeds in good form. They got Chelsea and Everton. So I think they really need to win this one. What do you think of Sarr, Mr. Liverpool himself? Yeah, I think Sarr is nice as a pick, but I just can't. Like, I don't think he's going to play a lot of minutes. If he does play, he's going to come off early. And he could easily not start. Order these three: Wilson and Dye and Xavi. Depends what you're trying to do, Jamron. If you're trying to maintain rank, Jamron 3489. Like, I think Wilson's my favourite pick. Xavi Simons second and Dye third. There is a small thought in the back of my mind that David Moyes plays and Dye up top. I think that's a bit crazy, but he could do it. Cap C, Aussie, you proud of me for getting 143 points last week? Wow, mate, that's awesome. Congratulations, mate. Oh, what the fuck? It's not Rob, not mod, though. A Rob can be mod if he wants to be mod. Aditya Pandit, are you British? I've actually got 3 passports. UK, Australia, and Cyprus. So, born in England, live in Australia, play cricket for Cyprus national team. That is me. Trying to gain Jamarin. Yeah, then I'd probably go Xavi and Dye Wilson, because I think the non-free hitters will have Wilson. So if you want to go a bit different, go that way. Am I trying to relegate Spurs? I mean, I like storylines in football, so if Spurs go down, it would be a storyline. Yeah, so West Ham Everton expect to be low scoring. I'd definitely bench Wilson over Slanky. I think you got to play. Yeah, Wolves Spurs. I think there's got to be. Look, I think it will be cagey until there's a first goal. So if there's an early first goal in Wolves v Spurs, it's going to be high scoring. If there's not, it could be very cagey because Spurs are going to be very nervous. Arsenal Newcastle. I think Arsenal win this, and I think comfortably. I think it's difficult to then pick the Arsenal attackers that you think. I think Eze could be really nice if he starts. It's just difficult to know. Livramento out for Newcastle. That's a tough one for them. Joe Linton suspended. I think Joe Linton suspended. Yeah, Newcastle didn't play last week, did they? Joe Linton suspended. I think. I'll double check that. Double check that, Joe Linton. I think he is. Yes, Joe Linton suspended. And then Man United Brentford is just goals, man. It's just got to be goals. Like, both teams trying to win that game. United want to finish as high as possible. Brentford in that little mix of 5 like European spots as well. So I think that's the way those games play out. Let me pull up some of your Twitter teams, and we'll go through those. Thank you all for replying to that. We'll just go through as they were posted, I think, for this one. Obviously, members get to skip the queue a little bit. Dylan, I know you. Dill, what was your Twitter team ID? Oh, Twitter name, Dylan? Because I know I was going to pull you up first, mate. Omara bench 1 Solanke Wilson for me. I thought 2 passports was the limit. No, so there are some countries that just have accept multiple passports. So yeah, you can basically just have multi passports. Okay, I'm just going to go through just earliest to latest. So, Adam Bailey, you are here, mate? Adam Bailey or Dylan? Cap, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Did you say something to me? If you have a team, like I said, post on... Are you free hitting this week, Cap? If you're free hitting, can you send me your free hit team on Twitter in the reply to my latest post? And then I'll pull them up. Adam Bailey, beautiful, you're here. All right. All right, you're up, ads. Okay, so this is yours in this. Do I prefer Watkins or Rodgers at the moment? Alex, definitely Watkins. I think just the form he's in and the striker positions are difficult. So, there's not always great striker options, whereas midfield is probably a little bit easier. Adam, looking at this, so Hermansen in goal for West Ham versus Everton. Interesting. Jose Sarr potentially doesn't play, so I would just, if you want a bench keeper, I think Kinski or Freddie Woodman are probably where I'd go here, Adam. So Kinski 3.9 probably starts for Spurs against Wolves, and Freddie Woodman is 3.9 million for Liverpool. Mamardashvili's out. Alisson potentially may play or may not, but again, I think. For 3.9 mil as a bench keeper, you could even put him in your starting 11 for Liverpool there, and if he doesn't play, you get your bench goalie if you're interested in that. You have triple Liverpool and triple Spurs already. Okay, fair enough. Well, let me get to those then. Let's work through there. So Virgil, fine. I think everyone's probably going to have Virgil. I think there's not really a differential in that Liverpool defence to go for that I think's more offensive, really. I mean, you have the Frimpong option, but I don't particularly like it. There's always a chance that he doesn't start as well. I believe, Gomez is available as well, which he could potentially start at right back. So I think Virgil is the best option from that Liverpool defence. I think Mavropanos is best option from West Ham. Gabriel, obviously, from Arsenal. I don't particularly like Pedro Porro Spurs pick. Now, look, I don't think Wolves are particularly exciting going forwards, but I think Spurs are going to want to win that game. And I also think they probably are going to want to win it well, because, at the end of the day, it could come down to goal difference. Like, if they catch up with Nottingham Forest, if West Ham get a win, this could end up going down to goal difference on the final day. So I'd expect Spurs to be quite attacking in that game. If they don't get an early goal, then they're obviously going to be pushing forwards. A lot easier for Wolves to catch them on the counter. So I don't really love the Spurs clean sheet call. Cap C, my friend started FPL recently. He was cheap and uses free hit. Can I send you his team on Insta? Can you help him? Yeah, sure, no problem. But I'll be a little bit later getting to you, Cap. But I'll look at your Twitter, your Insta even, sorry. Dylan, what was your, I know you're here, but what was your, not use Twitter. You forgot to post not use Twitter. Do you have Twitter, Dylan, or not, or you don't? If you don't, maybe send it me on Insta as well, like Cap. So I don't really particularly love that Pedro Porro. That leads me to you potentially going 3-4-3, and then going in with Watkins. But let's just keep going. I like Salah. I think, again, Liverpool against Palace is going to be nice. The Gakpo one I'm not confident on. My thinking is Liverpool are going to win well, so I like it. But I think 3 Liverpool might be overkill with the form that they've been in, which leads me to probably want to go take Gakpo out of a team. Excuse me. Because I think Salah's got the biggest upside, despite the season he's had, but obviously on pens as well. We love Insta. Insta's greater than X/Twitter. Yeah, I mean, Twitter is an absolute cesspit sometimes, to be perfectly honest. But it's just a bit easier to sift through the posts on here under one thing. So Gakpo's one to consider. Bruno Fernandes, I think, is a lock. I think Xavi Simons is nice. Thanks, Dylan. Dylan on Twitter or Insta, sorry, just to confirm. And then Bowen up top. So we're going to do a poll, actually, for everybody. If I pick Jared Bowen in my team, he probably won't score. If I do not pick Jared Bowen in my team, he probably will score. So if you guys want Bowen, I will pick him. Sorry, if you guys want Bowen, I will not pick him. If you if you do want Bowen, then I will not pick him for my own team, because then it will help you guys. Trust me, Bowen always wrecks me, so don't pick Bowen. Is it crazy to go against Van Dijk this week? Mark Raving mad. It depends who you're going for. Like, if you go for a Canate, I think that's fine, but I think there's not much in it. But I think you'd probably want one Liverpool defence. I'd probably, if you wanted to really go against him, just put Freddie Woodman in goal, and then go someone else. Please check my draft. Omar hit me with a wild card. Mohammed good. Yeah, Mohammed. We'll have to get to yours a little bit later on the stream, maybe a bit closer to the deadline. Omar, I'll look at yours. Did you send it on Twitter, Omar? At Mark, 38% of a clean goal threat, low scoring games. Might as well get him. Low scoring game, flippication. I reckon Liverpool bang him up. Sandri, can you stop cussing out people on the chat? Otherwise, Cap will put you in a timeout, given he's got mod powers now. Please. Bowen Solanke up top. Adam, yeah, I obviously I like both of them, as I mentioned. Thanks, Andrew. As I mentioned, if I pick Bowen, you want to get him out of there ASAP. But I think with your team, look, it's just Pedro Porro for me that I don't like. I know you were talking about whether you wanted 3-4-3 or 4-4-2. So I would go 3-4-3 and I'd play Watkins over Pedro Porro here. I don't know why my video being a bit weird. Yeah, I mean, just don't be rude, Sandra. It's fine. Just don't be rude, you know. Thanks, Cap. It's great mod behaviour. Yeah, so I think that's the way I'd go, Adam. Hopefully that helps, mate. Well, I don't know, Rob. I don't know. Alright, so let's look at what we've got here. 24 minutes, 49. Who was the next poster? We'll even show probable spam because it's probably not. 24 minutes. Who's this? Darren Harmon. Are you in the chat? If so, you got one of these teams. Darren? Darren or Orange? Cosages. I don't know people's names on John W. You're Darren Harmon. Isn't Darren Harmon Quex? Isn't that you, Quex? Are you here, Quex? Or are you Mark Harmon? Oh, you're Darren. Okay, cool. No stress. Sorry that this team is a bit funky. You probably screenshotted from somewhere else, so it just sometimes gets a bit weird. Yeah, for the context of the rest of chat, he's got Wirtz in there on the side of Xavi, and the bench is Asula Diouf, Reynaldo. So John / Darren. Hey, g'day Bjorn. How are you, mate? So John, chasing rank in my mini league, so avoid the player like Bowen. Okay, so that's fair enough. Pedro Porro, Maduro, Gabriel, Sean Lammett. So I think that United Brentford game is going to be high scoring. I actually wouldn't mind you just playing Woodman and having Lamens as the back bench keeper, and then if Woodman doesn't start and Alisson starts, then you get Lamens in there. I think that's probably the way to go at the back. I'd also potentially go like a Diouf over a Pedro Porro, or even like a Michael Keane or a Tarkovsky at Everton against West Ham. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. Middle, Bruno's nice. Gibbs White's nice. Salah, Xavi, Wirtz. Chasing rank, Wirtz. Yeah, so I think I like a little bit of like an Eze as a bit of a dip pick for Arsenal. I feel like there's a chance he obviously doesn't start. But I also think he does have quite a high upside. Almost potentially higher than Wirtz. He's one that I've been thinking of lately. Sorry, mate, have to shoot back in 20 minutes. Dylan, absolute legend. Thank you for donation, bro. Much appreciated. Can I sort out this fucking chat? Keeps like... God, my stream's having mental issues today. Oh my God, give me a break. There we go. Dylan, what was your name, mate, on Twitter? If you did send it to me. I'm not seeing I wasn't seeing what was going on in the chat, but thanks, Cap, for sorting out. Alex, do you prefer Rodgers and Bowen or Wilson, Morgan, Gibbs, White and Dice and Watkins? I would say the Wilson, Morgan, Gibbs, White and Dye and Watkins. Yeah, too many combinations there. Do you want me to pick one of those as well? Gorav, thanks, mate. I'll check your team on Twitter in a second. Yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, so I think my two probably my suggestions here, Darren or Jan, is think about that Lamens goalkeeper option. I like maybe even consider like a Jordan Pickford. Like he always scores highly. 50 in the chat, awesome. Jordan Pickford always scores highly. I also think that Pedro Porro definitely could be one that could be changed. And then in the midfield, Wirtz is the only one that I would potentially consider going to maybe like an Eze or even Gibbs White. You could take it, or even like Salah as well, like whichever one you like the least out of those guys. But the rest I like. I think it's generally good free hit. Cool. Let's keep cracking through these then, guys. Hopefully that helps. Jan, Adam, Darren. Sorry. Let me know if you're thinking anything else on there. Who else have we got in here? Sodgers, Orange. Is this you, Alex? Orange Apple? Who is swearing? Please stop swearing in the chat. I haven't seen them, but... Sorry, I'm missing the chat, but... Thank you, Cap. Thiago, interesting shout. Yeah, very interesting shout. Raya in goal. Again, like I think the Pedro Porro shout for me is like not one that I particularly like. I'd also say you could easily go against Virgil van Dijk there. What I would say, like what we were talking about before, what I think the low-scoring games are going to be this week. I think West Ham v Everton will be low-scoring. I think Arsenal Newcastle would probably, unless Arsenal win it by a lot, I can see it being low-scoring. But Arsenal are going to want to score. If they score a couple, they're going to keep foot on throat because obviously it's going to be important for them goal difference as well. And I think Spurs v Wolves. I think there has to be. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be that many low-scoring games this week. I don't think there's going to be that many low-scoring. I'd say West Ham Everton is the main one that I'd want at least someone for. So the fact that you have no one in this team. Things with West Ham Everton, I don't know who's more likely to score. Yeah, I kind of agree. So that's probably why I'd consider like a Tarko or a Mavropanos, because they're good for DEFCON anyway. You see Newcastle drawing against Arsenal. Yeah, I don't know if I do, because I think what's going to happen, I think Newcastle are going to try and press high early and scare Arsenal. Because Arsenal are going to be nervous. Newcastle are going to be really intense early in that game. That's either going to pay off and they're going to nick it and score one, or Arsenal are going to score. Like I can just see a goal. I can see at least a couple of goals in that game. Yeah, I can easily see like a 2-1 Arsenal, even a 3-4-1 Arsenal, to be honest. A reason for no Porro. I think Spurs have to play really attacking. So I don't think I can sell this as well as I sold some of the stuff last week on Bench Boost, which, by the way, hopefully worked out for you guys, except for my Diego Gomez shout, which was not my fault. Who knew he was going to tear his Achilles? He's been playing so well this season. I feel so bad for him. He's probably going to miss World Cup now as well. So yeah, my reason for no Porro is mostly just I think Spurs have to play attacking, and if they don't score early, like they're going to be susceptible on the counter attack because they're going to get stressed. They're going to have to bomb forwards a lot of players because it's a must win. They're not going to be happy with a point. They're going to be bombing forwards for a win. So yeah, that's my theory around that. Gabriel 2-1. Gabriel Asila brace. Yeah, so then midfield, Szoboszlai I just don't like. I just don't like the pick. Salah's playing, so he's not going to be on penalties. He's only on free kicks. Like, just don't like it. I would get rid of that pick. Rodgers, I don't mind. Like, if you want to go against Watkins and you go Rodgers, that's fine. Thiago against Man United I like as a pick, but just bear in mind that those people that aren't free hitting have Thiago. And Bowen obviously I think is a good pick, but I do expect that game to be low scoring, but I do think if one team is going to win, I actually think it probably is going to be West Ham. Would you take Gordon out for a -4 to field a full 11? Rid1? Yeah, absolutely would. Yeah, absolutely would. Basically, it's not a -4, it's a -2. And if you, it's just definitely worth it. Like, take him out for someone that you want long term as well, and it's basically like almost a free transfer. It's between attacking return or Porro or Defcon of Tarkovsky. Well, I mean, if you go Tarkovsky, then Gary, you can't be having Bowen. Alex, you've got to back a route on a free hit and go for it. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. But there's no point hedging your bets on a free hit. You back the teams that you think are going to do well, and you take free hit is an aggressive option. You got to play it as in an attacking mindset. So you want to be like, all right, who's got highest upside here, and go with them. If you think that's Pedro Porro, then you should go with Pedro Porro. My theory is probably John, thank you, mate. Yeah, please curse Bowen not to score. Absolute legend. Appreciate you, mate. Appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much for the donation. I don't know why my chat is like a bit laggy on the screen, but yes, okay. Please curse Bowen not to score. Well, that means I will pick Jared Bowen in my team. In fact, I will show that on the screen now. No, I mean, I've got to follow the donations. If you've donated to me to curse Bowen, I mean, that's going to have to be done. Sorry, Cap. Unless you want to donate whatever, HK $20. That's legend, man. That's like $5 Aussie dollars. That means he's got to come into my team for someone. He come in for Watkins, maybe? Watkins or Solanke? I like Solanke, so I'm gonna go in for Watkins. Which means the Gakpo is gonna also. I might go on a cheeky Eze punt as well. A lot of red in my team. What if I donate for Cap? Well, I mean, this is like $5, John. So unless that's me cursing Bowen, he's definitely not going to score now. Unless you want to donate more than that. At the moment, there he is, J-Bo. And I've gone Eze because I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Rob talking to me about Eze or Alex maybe. I actually quite like it. £35. Please don't donate that much. Please don't donate that much. I mean, I'll take it, but don't. No need. So yeah, Alex, finishing off your team, mate. Thunder start, Mavropanos to Tarkovsky. I like Mavropanos. I'm going to say I think he's got more of a goal threat. Still waiting, my guy. Mara. Yeah, what's your Twitter ID, Mara? I'll pull yours up next. I'm trying to do it in order if he posted them first. Yeah, so hopefully does that help out? Adam, who's your favourite out of Wilson, Morgan, White, Rogers and Dye? My favourite, all in all, is going to be Wilson. But given the sort of like people that are not on a free hit will probably have him. I mean, you could also go Gibbs White for great form. Yeah. So cool. That's you out. Who else have we got here? Just make sure I've got 8. Did Rob reply to you? Replied to this, didn't you, Rob? Yeah. Mr. Leeds FPL TED Talk. Oh, yours is A Beckham, Omar. Let me just slide you in because I think you were just before. You posted just before this, didn't you? A Beckham. I'll make my screen. Make this fit properly. Okay, nice. Thunder, yeah. Did you send it to me on Twitter? What's your Twitter name? Actually, it'd be good, like when you do post, if you just tell me who you are as well on Twitter. It's helpful for me. Thanks, Adam. Big help as always. No problem, Alex. Appreciate that. Sorry, final one. Wilson, Rice, or Casemiro? Ooh, between Wilson and Casemiro, I wouldn't be thinking of Rice. I don't like Rice as a pick on a free hit. Don't like it. All right, let's have a look at this, Mara. Yeah, Beto out because he's on concussion protocol, so he won't be playing this week, confirmed by David Moyes in the presser. Beto to Solanke, yeah. Well, I mean, I would take Jared Bowen out now as he's not going to score. He's in my team. Harry Wilson, I like. Gibbs White, I like. Cunha, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, actually, I think he's a good pick. I just I don't know. As a free hit, it feels like a lot of people going Cunha with good reason. I just don't want to be too samey. So I would say he's a good pick, but I just don't want to be too samey in the midfield. I like to have midfielders that like a bit different to the crowd that are going with, just because I think there's a chance of me picking up like a big haul over people in that midfield. Xavi, Bruno Fernandes, yeah, like. If you do go Beto to Solanke though, then you've got like triple Spurs in there against Wolves. I think that's a little bit risky. I think you could easily go Beto to like Brobby at Sunderland, who I actually think will be a good pick still against Forest. I wouldn't want to gamble on Igor Jesus or Chris Wood because I don't know who's going to start for Forest. No, not a wild card. You're benching Van der Ven and Nico. Okay, fine. Mavro, Virgil, Gabriel's fine. 5 through the midfield, and then Watkins and Bowen. I think it's fine if you're not playing Beto, Van der Ven, Nico Williams, whoever you bring in for Beto, maybe like Brobby or whatever, Solanke. I think that's fine, but I just wouldn't play that. I'd probably play the 3-5-2, and I like that team. Where's Lamens come from? I don't know why I'm seeing Lamens a lot. And then also like yeah, I know you got Hermanson in goal here. I think Hermanson in goal is fine. Because Everton obviously don't have a striker, so I think it's fine. Lamens, I'm not. I don't know why people have Lamens. Is there something going on? Like Man United are missing so many defenders. Like Martinez suspended, Maguire suspended, Yoro unsure whether he's back. Like I expect Man United Brentford to be high scoring as well. I quite like Igor Thiago. Yeah, £3.5. Is that what Cap said? Yeah, £3.5 is what's required to for me to not curse Jared Bowen.
Liam Rossini post departure. I'm not really sacked if you think about it. Sacked is 2 words. Sack and Ed. Ed is sacked. My name is Liam.
What? He didn't say that, right? That is a troll, surely. That's got to be a troll. That's pretty funny, though.
Did I see that? No, sorry, mate.
Prior Rob doesn't count. You don't need to pay it, mate. Just accept Bowen's cast. Okay. Beto to Solanke, Omara, you're benching it. Yeah, so I think that's where you go. I think you should you either start Hermanson or you move Lamens for like yeah, I mean Freddie Woodman. If you really want a Tottenham defender, you can go Kinski in goal and you can get Van de Ven out of there and just play like Aiden Heaven instead of Lamens, who probably plays for Cap C. Checking single 5 minutes. All right, mate, I'll check that. You'll bench Van de Ven. Okay, yeah. So I think maybe like play Hermanson, get rid of Lamens, and go Freddie Woodman at Liverpool. You can even start Freddie Woodman, and then if he doesn't play, you have Hermanson as backup. That's where I'd go, Omara. Yeah, then Mavro, Virgil, Gabriel, 5 across the midfield, Watkins and Bowen up top. I think that's where you go, Omara. Okay, Cap, Insta. Let's see if I can get this up, Cap. Do you think Sunderland will keep clean sheet? No, I don't think they will. Can I get Cap's team up then? I don't know. What am I doing? Let's try this. Guys, can we just relax in the chat? Just got out of the shower and there's water stuck in my ear and it literally won't come out. What do I do? It's infuriating. Take your head like this, pull your ear, and then whack the other side of your head, not too hard. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for sorting each other out. Okay, Caps team. Let's discuss, and then we'll be back with you, Rob. All right, Cap. I'm assuming this is where. Oh, you played your free hit. You bench boosted last week. Is this your? This is your mate's team. So shall I get your team up? Oh, all right, bear with me. Bear with me. Need some help. Hey bro, how are you? Pick Solanke or Xavi Simons? Hill. I'd go Solanke, mate, on the free hit. Sandri, yeah, Solanke over Xavi on the free hit, mate. Alright, Cap. So, Ryrie Gold, fine, like. Virgil, Tarko, Gabriel, I like. Bruno, Rogers, Casemiro, Gibbs, White, Bowen, Thiago, Watkins. Yeah, so I think the Rodgers slot for me. Don't think I'd go Rodgers and Watkins because Villa are, like, I know they got 4 against Sunderland last week, but historically, not a team that spanks it. So I'd probably go one of them. I would say like maybe like a Mo Salah or a Gakpo or even like an Eze at Arsenal. I think Rodgers should come out of there. If you are going to go for Everton, I'd go Dewsbury Hall over Garner. And I think you've gone Bowen and Tarkowski. So I would go one way or the other. So at the moment you've gone Bowen against Tarkowski. Like I said, on a free hit, you want to be attacking, so you don't want to have like a West Ham attacker against an Everton defender. So I'd probably just go Bowen and Mavropanos rather than Tarko. I think you're looking for the same things with Mavropanos. Otherwise, you go Tarko and you don't go Bowen, and you maybe go Solanke instead of Bowen. Given that Bowen's not going to score now, I've picked him in my team. Thoughts on Havertz and Isak as differentials, Kirkland? I think Isak's fine. I think Havertz is not the way to go because Gyökeres could easily start. I mean, Havertz missed an absolute sitter against City, didn't he? I know he scored. Well done for closing down, mate. But, I mean, isn't that a given? You got to do that. Mo Gouda, yeah, mate. But I need to get through everybody's teams first, and then the wildcard team can come up. After that, we can have a think about it. You said the same thing about Gordon way back. What did I say about Gordon? What did I say about Gordon? Paul, hey bro, what's happening? I want to know. I said that wouldn't score and he scored. Yeah, I mean, I'm well known for getting things wrong when I go big about it before. But no, Gordon, I never said that I would curse him. Jared Bowen, every single time I don't pick him, and I think that I probably should, he scores. So my assumption is that it will work the anti-way round, and when I do pick him, he won't score. So there you go. No, Semenyo, get out of here. Dorgu is definitely the biggest curse I got wrong. Dorgu, and I was like, why does everyone have Dorgu? And then bangs a goal and assist, and I was like, what the hell just happened? That was probably the wildest week, so apologies to those ones. I mean, I just can't believe that happened. Dorgu, yeah, Cap told me. To make it worse, Cap told me Dorgu was the one, and I was like, nah. Third on the bench, mate. Oh, shit. Get out of here, you bums. You bums, get out of the chat. Be 1 point behind my dad right now. Yeah, well. Stop watching me. I'm useless at this. I haven't trusted you since. Been a long day and busy before a long weekend, home alone in the swimming pool. Hey, mate, it's great to have you. I hope the week's not been too hectic for you. Weirdly, my week has been strangely busy for someone who's on a sabbatical. So if I stop watching you, I'll end up back in the 2 millions for rank. You are the goat. Thank you, mate. Yeah, Paul, chuck your team in Twitter, mate. I'll pull up the free hit team. Yeah, so again, Cap, like I said, no Bowen versus Tarkowski. I'd either go Solanke up top or I'd go Mavropanos instead of Tarkowski. I'd look to move Rodgers out because I don't like the double Villa. It would probably be for an Eze or a Salah or a Gakpo or anybody else that you like that's not Villa. Harry Wilson, Dewsbury Hall at Everton. If you no, probably not. But if you go Mavropanos, so yeah, that's the way I'd go. Dylan, yes. Anyway, I need to get back to Twitter. I'm having a fight. I'm having a fight with the streams today for doing it like this. Absolute mission to get anything sorted out. To get anything nicely aligned. I'm so OCD. Sorry, it was Rob next actually, Dylan, and then you, mate. Rob posted in response to this one. Rob, Ryan, Mavro, and so you just said Eze in there for... Who did you say Eze in for? Rodgers or Sob? Join me on Eze, Apple. Yeah, I've gone Eze now. Yeah, you swapped Eze for Rodgers. Yeah, I quite like the Eze shout. Cap, yeah, I'll come back after, mate, to that one. I just don't like Soboslai, Rob. I don't like Soboslai. Maybe go for your dad's favourite. Surely we don't ride the Zubimendi train this week. What does your dad say? Does your dad say Zubimendi is the way to go? I can't believe he absolutely nailed it with Zubimendi so many weeks. Absolutely not. Rob, for you, my bride, do Eze. Rob, I should get you on stream as like a co-streamer because like your picks over the last couple of weeks have been epic. So we are all on the Zubi train. Yeah, so I think Eze for Rodgers is nice. I quite like the Brobby pick up top. I don't really like Soboslai. I'd actually prefer you play Xavi Simons in there over Soboslai. Yeah, Okafor captaincy. Shout out to Rob for that one on the bench boost. Rodgers greater than Eze, flippication. Not for me, mate. And not both Rodgers and Watkins. I mean, you can go Rodgers. I don't mind it, but I wouldn't go Watkins. I think Watkins is in such good form. You'd want to go there. Were you just ignoring the Matoma shout? Yeah, we're just ignoring that. I'm not giving you any credit for Gomez doing his ACL. I'm salty about that because I think Gomez was a great shout. You benched Bobby for 5 mids. So you brought Xavi Simons in. I don't like Soboslai, mate. Apple, did your captain get 32 points? I'm not having any of this Matoma crap. Literally said Gomez ACL. Here we go last week. Wait, so Eze or Sobo? Oh no, I definitely go Eze cap. But I'm talking to Rob about moving Soboslai out of his team. So I think Soboslai should go, mate. I think you can go for... Let's have a think. Like, who do we... What teams... Yeah, Morgie, Gibbs, White. Don't mind Gibbs, White. Wouldn't mind Gibbs, White. Wouldn't mind Dewsbury Hall. Brentford midfield. There's no one really. Dango Atara. Dango Atara is an interesting one. Ismail Assar. Well, I think if you go Sar, you don't go VVD, right, Rico? Hey, also, hey Rico, what's cracking, mate? Yeah, I think if you go Sar, you can't go VVD. Which I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you back in Palace, but you know, I do think Palace are going to be a little bit on the beach here. Thunder, yeah, mate. I'm going through all the teams. I will get through all of them prior to deadline, so we will chat through. Just stick around. Rob's second team, non-bench boost. He had Morgan Gibbs-White first on the bench and João Pedro didn't play for 2 games and Gibbs-White came on for a 20-pointer. Absolutely outrageous. To get Dango, that is. You've got more of a chance of me cheating on Leeds United, mate. To get Dango. Okay, fine. Yeah, I mean, but you take out VVD, you probably would have to go. Who's fun? Maybe like Mukiele or someone like that. Mukiele in for VVD or triple Arsenal defense or Diouf, West Ham, attacking return defender, or Nico Williams, Nottingham Forest. I don't mind. There are options to take out VVD. Definitely are options. Arsenal conceding anyways. Yeah, I think Nico Williams is fine. I think Mukiele is fine. Diouf is an interesting one that I quite like, actually. VDV over VVD is going to store. Van der Ven's going to do his biannual 20-point week and then not score a point again for the next 20. Pedro Porro. Your dad say so? Got to pick him then, haven't you? Got to pick him then. Got to cover off your dad. Yeah, I mean, so did we get anywhere in the midfield, Rob? Where have we got to in the midfield? Rodgers out for Eze, but who's Soboslai moving to? Yeah, Gibbs-White. I like Gibbs-White. But then Mukiele can't be a defender. So then it probably leads you to Nico Williams. Especially if you're not playing Brobby. Covers your dad, yeah. Like it. But you don't really want to be covering him at the moment, do you? Because he doesn't have 11, or if he's got 11, then you just try and outscore him. No point trying to cover him. Just got to have a better week, pick better captaincy. There are some players that obviously, like if he's got Mo Salah, you want to have Mo Salah, but Bruno Fernandes, for example, he's got 11 after your help. I love how you're helping him and still trying to beat him. You'd have murdered him if you hadn't have helped him out. Tell him to come on my stream. Tell him to come on my stream next week. We'll do his team. We'll do your team and his team back to back. That'd actually be funny. Father-son combo. Yeah, so Soboslai out for Gibbs-White's fine. Harry Wilson would actually be an interesting one for you. I actually quite like that pick. Harry Wilson over Sob. I actually really like that pick. Because your dad's not going to have him, and that's what you're focusing on. You're not really focusing on those that are not on free hit. Given I just saw Villa concede 3 to Sunderland last week. Whew. Not too sure on Xavi what other picks. Gakpo. Yeah, Gakpo as a Dewsbury Hall if you're not going for a West Ham defender. Wilson I like. And Ndiaye if you're not going for a West Ham defender. Casemiro is in my side. Cunha. Yeah, that's probably where I'm at. I think there's going to be a Villa winger that plays, but I just don't know who it's going to be. But I think they'll score. My thoughts on Sobo is I don't like it. Like, he's not on pens with Salah playing, and he's just on free kicks, and Gomez probably fall over at half time, get injured, and Sobbo will go into right back or something. I know he's on corners, but Liverpool have not been particularly great off corners, to be honest. They've been a bit better up post mid-season when they got somebody in to do set pieces. Yes, if you swap Sobs to Dewsbury Hall, you swap Mavropanos to Williams or Tarkovsky. You could go. Oh, you have Bowen probably. Yeah, I'd probably swap him to Nico Williams. Yeah, that's what I'd do. That is what I would do. But I actually quite like Harry Wilson and just leave Mavropanos. I'm going for Bowen unless somebody donates more than Jan. Jan donated me 20 HKD. So I have to do what the subscribers have paid for me to do. That changes my entire team. You never know. The curse might not work the other way around for Bowen. This has never been proven, what I've said. The proven way around is if I do not pick Bowen, he's going to score. So Rico can vouch for that. Make sure to hit the free hit button, everyone, by the way. Oh, yeah. Smash the like and subscribe. Thank you, Rob Paul, for cracking on with that. Okay, hopefully that... Does that cover your team, Rob? Are we good? I got to go Bowen as my dad doesn't have him, mate. Well, let's back the Bowen train. Maybe all that's ever been needed is for me to actually just pick him. Too undecided with Bowen or Eze. Have a good one, Al. Good luck this week, mate. Great to see ya. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next week. Just like in my poll. Alright, next up. Your friend needs to do his team, yeah, okay. Let's just have a quick look at that cap for you, mate. Tell him to tune into my stream or I won't help him next time. FYI. If he doesn't come in, I can't be helping. It's only because it's you, Cap. Am I doing this? Well, I mean, he's pretty fucked, isn't he? How many free transfers has he got? No, his phone's broken's not an excuse. If he's not here next week, his team's not being helped. How many free transfers has he got? He's got to take... He's got to make all 3 transfers, get an 11. So, out Palmer, out João Pedro, out... James the own goal Hill. James the own goal machine Hill. He's got triple caps in. I'd be bringing in. Oh fuck! Hang on, give me a second. I just need to open my other. My other file with the fixtures. That's a good fixture, Arsenal. Yeah. I'd actually consider bringing in Eze, like for the full fixture on. I know it's a bit rogue,
but probably considering where he's probably ranked, I reckon it might be nice for him. I'd bring in Tarkowski for Hill. I'd bring in Eze for Palmer. And I'd bring in Watkins for João Pedro. Those would be the transfers. No, I think you play 11. You definitely play 11. So you just make the -4. Yeah, Palmer, JP, and Hill out. Tarkowski, probably Eze, and Watkins in. I'm not going to spend any more time on his team because he's not in the chat. So let's get back over to Twitter. And who do we have to do? Dylan, are you here, mate? I'll tell you what, the only thing about these free hit wildcard streams is it's so annoying to center everything. I'm just gonna have to create more scenes next time. Much love, Cap. Catch you, mate. Thank you for sorting out the stream today. Appreciate your moderating behaviour. You missed some moderation work, Paul. Cap was all over it earlier. Stack Attack Poker, yeah, mate. What's your Twitter? Dylan, let me know if you're here as well, mate. Gorav will get to yours as well. Abdullah. Which one is yours, Stack Attack? Look at spam. Is this you? RPFR? Yeah, okay. Stop spamming me, mate. You bloody spammer. Can't be watching any of this spam from you. Thunder, yeah. Pull yours up, mate. Thanks. Alright. Stack Attack. Kinski in goal. Yeah. Nice. Cool. Dylan Thunder, I'll do your two next then. You're chasing 50. Is in 50k? Oh, you're chasing around 45 to 55 points. So you need to go really risky, basically. I mean, you're definitely going to get 55 points on free hit. I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't think you need to be really risky. I'll get you 50. You want 50 points? I can get you 50 points. I'll get you 50 points by being really risk averse. Virgil van Dijk, 100%. Gabriel needs to be starting. I would start Mavropanos. I don't mind Mukiele, but I'd start one of those two. I'd have Gabriel, Van Dijk, Mukiele / Mavropanos. Sack off Pedro Porro. Kinski in goal's fine. At least you get one if you get the clean sheet. Rodgers. Isaac. Yeah, Isaac's fine. Brobby, you're going to bench Watkins for Brobby? No, I don't. Yeah. Do you have any other ideas where you can chase? Like, if you want to go risky, I would say like an Eze, I mean, Isaac is already risky. Casemiro's who I'd have as well. Salah's who I'd have as well. I don't think that's that risky, but yeah, I mean, you have gotten already a bit differential in my opinion. Oh, you need to gain 50 in your mini league. What's your? Is everybody else going to be on free hit as well, or no? I mean, I'd definitely go Eze. I'd definitely go Eze over Rodgers. If you're chasing, they're all on free hit. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, in that case, that's a bit different in that case. I'd consider Harry Wilson, Dango Atara over Rodgers. I like the other four in the midfield: Salah, Xavi, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes. But I think everyone's probably going to have those guys. But you've captained Xavi, so I'm not going to ask you to move him. I think Rodgers should move to, I think, Wilson, Eze, or what was the other guy I said? Dango Tara. I think there are goals in those guys. Isak and Brobby. Who would I captain in your scenario? I'd captain Salah, sure. Highest upside. Most people will probably captain Bruno Fernandes. Isak and Brobby. Yeah, Brobby's fine. Isak's fine. For what you're trying to do. Kinski and Porro. Okay. Yeah, I think I'd just move Rodgers. Like I understand the rest of your team, like what you're trying to do. I understand what you're trying to do. It is differential. Do I think Dan Ballard plays for Sunderland instead of Michele? No, I'd just go Michele. Pedro Porro. I'd maybe go Van de Ven over Pedro Porro, actually. I think he's more of a goal threat. You're looking at goals. You're not looking like Pedro. What's he actually done? Has he actually done anything this season, Pedro Porro? Let's have a look. I don't know why people were still talking about it. I mean, I haven't seen him do anything all season. 1 goal last week against Brighton. Except for that, he's got 3 assists and 1 goal. So yeah, sack that. Just go Van de Ven. You think Pedro Porro is now the 4 man? I mean, Van de Ven's not done that much this season either. But he still scored 4. Yeah, I'd potentially go Van de Ven over Porro. I think a lot of your guys will have Porro, probably. And then I would go, one of those other guys over Rodgers. Then you can move Xavi too. So attackers are fine. I also thought about Gyökeres. Yeah, I think Gyökeres is a bit too much of a punt because you don't know if him or Havertz are going to start. So I think Isak definitely starts for Liverpool. I'd be really shocked if he doesn't. And Brobby's going to start for Sunderland. So I think they're fine. I understand you're trying to go a bit differential. So like they're not the perfect combo. I mean, you could definitely go Solanke if you wanted to over Xavi Simons. And if you move Xavi Simons out, like I said, I would consider a Wilson, Dango Tara, Eze. Those are the 3 that I would consider going into your midfield if you wanted to change it. Would you change Xavi if I don't captain him? Yeah, but if I moved out Xavi, I'd have Solanke. I would have 1 Spurs attacker for sure. So I don't mind. I don't mind Xavi Simons. I just wouldn't captain him. What do you think about Rodgers, Xavi, and Watkins for Eze, Dango, and Solanke? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. I'd actually go Harry Wilson over Dango. I don't know. No, Dango. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, you could even consider Igor Thiago to be. Actually, Igor Thiago's quite a nice shout as well. I think he'll bully United a little bit. I wonder if I can slide Igor Thiago into my team. I don't have the money. I'd have to get rid of Jared Bowen. Yeah, I'd actually probably, I could do that. I'm not going to do it, so I was told not to. Wilson or Sarr, Rob? I'd go Wilson, mate. I'd go Wilson. Sarr's going to come off after 60 minutes. Or come on after 60 minutes. Stack attack, Thiago, Eze and Gibbs White. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. That's really nice. I like that. That's probably my... Nah, not in Bumo. Not in, but you already got Casemiro and Bruno. I think that's fine. Sesko or Eze, who do you prefer this week? Eze. For sure, Eze, John.
back in 5 deal, all good. Still Kinski in goal if I put in VDB. Well, you've got Kinski and Porro anyway, so you're just backing the Spurs clean sheet. That's fine. You got to back a clean sheet this week. It's not easy to pick. I don't think there's a lot of them, so I think that's fine. Doesn't make a difference. Porro versus VDB. No, not Van. Yeah, Van der Ven, not Virgil van Dijk. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got Virgil van Dijk. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference. Victor Wilson, cool. Does that work? Stack attack. I'll get Thunder up next. Thunder, what's your Twitter name, mate? Thunder, what's your Twitter name, bro? Oh, here you are, Thunder. Oh, no, you're one that screenshots off your... Yeah, yuck. How do I fix this? Yeah, I'll just make it. Yeah, you can all tell who those players are. You have another idea in the replies. Which one do you want me to look at? Or we can talk through whichever one, but I don't want to talk through like 3 teams. We can just talk through the differences. Which one's the best one? Thanks. Yeah, which team? 1, 2, or 3? Who did I bench then? Mukiele, VDV, Mavropanos, Brobby. Mavropanos, because that's who everybody else will have. Both would be... You said Bone, Watkins, Lanky, Sexual and Rolls. Okay. Alright, let's just look through. So Ryan, Mavropanos, Virgil, Gabriel, Bruno, Gibbs, White, Xavi, Mo, Casemiro, Watkins. Yeah, that's pretty standard. I think that team. I like it. I wouldn't really change much. I think that's pretty good. My only random pick is Gibbs, White to Eze. And you could easily swap Mavropanos and Tarkovsky if you wanted to. I like that team. That's a very good team. This one, Rofes and Kinski. Is this? Oh shit! Is this the one I'm looking at? No, this is the wrong one. You wanted this one. On the other one, you sacrificed Raya. Yeah, but what are you sacrificing it for? Because you can only play like 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, so you're still losing one of those strikers or midfielders. I guess you're playing Nico Williams. Oh no, you're not. It's you got Gibbs White. Oh no, sorry, Gibbs. What am I talking about? I guess you're playing Nico Williams at the back over Mavropanos. I prefer the first one, to be honest. Under. Oh, sorry, it's the third one. This one, okay. Okay, yeah, that's just. Not this one. It's not this one, is it? Yeah. It's the other one, right? Benching Casemiro. I think I prefer... I think they're both very feasible. Who are you playing in goal? Are you going to play Kinski? Because you got Rofes, but you got Gibbs White. So, like, you don't want to be one against the other. Do you know what I mean?
Almost think you have like Freddie Woodman over Rofes at 3.9 million. Imagine having two 3.9 million goalies. That's kind of epic. Hey Edwin, how are you, mate? Oh yeah, Bowen 100% scores anytime you don't pick him, guarantee. But who did you have on the first one? Watkins, Bowen, Solanke on this one. On the first one you said Watkins, Solanke. Yeah, don't worry, I've picked Bowen, so he probably is not going to score. I've cursed him now. Unless someone donates me £3.50, I've cursed Bowen. It's done. Because John told me to curse everybody and pick him. He paid me, what was it, $4, $5? £3. So yeah, Bowen's done for this week, so don't worry. I think it's hard to say, mate. I think both teams are very logical. Both teams are very logical. But all I would say is if you went for the third team, I would play Kinski in goal. Yeah, I know. I think the Eze pick's sort of like one where you want to be a bit differential. Like on a free hit, I like to have a few punts in there. So I mean, I think it's fine to have that sort of pick. Yeah, I think I was leaning on the first team as well. But I think both teams are very logical. Very logical. And given I've cursed Bowen, you're all good. I think if Bowen doesn't score, the first team looks better to me. I know it's not really that helpful. Not really that helpful. But yeah, hopefully that partially helped anyway. Dylan, are you back yet, mate? Flipication, which one are you on Twitter, mate? I've got Paul back now, so I've got to do him because he's a member. Paul, this feels like a very model-based team. Some of these picks. How long we got till deadline? 1 hour, 10 minutes? Okay. So I got Paul, Flipication, Dylan, and then we'll do a free hit team. I don't think anybody else is still to go, but let me know if I have missed any of you. So it should just be you three guys. Oh, Edwin as well. He put his team ID. I've got your team here in Twitter, Dylan. It's alright. I can pull it up. I saw it. Paul. Sunderland v... Yeah. Do you think Igor Jesus is going to start for Nottingham Forest? Do you have any sort of scope on that one? Because I would have picked the Forest striker over Gibbs White if I thought they were going to start, but I just don't know between Igor Jesus and Chris Wood who starts this game. I know Chris Wood has started a little bit more in Europe since he's been back. Adam, will we be able to see my team on game week if I free hit last week? I can see your team from the week before, Edwin. Yeah, no worries. I'll just go back a week and check it out. I do like Gibbs White and Williams to go against the Sunderland non-free hitters. Okay. I like Nico Williams. I like Gibbs White because he's in form. Yeah, but I mean, you could easily go against him. Yeah, it's fair. Wilson, I like. Gakpo, maybe. Yeah, I think I am starting to think that the triple Liverpool is a bit of overkill given the form they've been in. I do fancy them to bang up Palace. But yeah, I do sort of like a little bit of a risky pick like an Eze or a Dango. I think those two could be nice. Obviously, there's a risk Eze doesn't start. I thought he played really well against City. He did get taken off, though, which is a bit of a concern. Do you think I drop Watkins? No, I think Watkins is in good form. I like Watkins. I think your bench...
Your bench should be changed because I don't like Anderson versus Watkins. I'd be going for like a Mavropanos on the bench for Anderson. Delo, I feel like you just wanted an extra Man United player in there, so I won't say anything about him. And yeah, Igor Jesus, like I said, I'm not convinced about the goals. And then on the bench, goalkeeper, I don't know how is Hermanson 3.9? Is that why you've got him? If so, then fine. Otherwise, just save some money, go for a Kinski 3.9. See, Edwin, I didn't forget you this week.
Nurkam 600k on free hit, chasing rank with triple Spurs defence. Nobody in top rank will have more than one Spurs defender.
I'm not convinced that that's the case, mate. I think at 600k you don't need to go too crazy. There's a lot of people that are not going to be on this strategy. I think you just pick the best team possible. Love you, Edward. Sorry, mate. Yeah, Paul, I think my advice here would be no Gakpo. No Anderson. And Kinski is the 3.9 million goalie over Hermanson. I think Anderson should be Mavropanos. I think Gakpo, have a think about what you like for that spot. But I would say Eze is this nice sort of differential that we've been chatting about today, which I've kind of liked as we've talked it through. And Dango Tara, I think, is another nice one. I know you won't want to go for him given he's playing against United, but I think he's nice. Is Sharda a midfielder on there? He's forward on the game. Sharda? Yeah, he's midfielder on there. Yeah, he's not really done. Yeah, Sharda and Dango are so close to pick between. Yeah, but you probably won't like that. Adam, send your team on Insta. Can you have a look when you get time, Abdullah? Yeah. So, or like you could even go for like a second United. You could go for like a Cunha or a Casemiro. Because I think that game's a high-scoring game. I've got at the moment on Casemiro, I'm sort of thinking maybe Cunha is the better pick. Yeah.
Gabriel captaincy for me this game week. Nurko.
Why?
Why, Nurko? Tell me why.
What do you think he's going to do against Newcastle? Newcastle got very big defenders.
Made the changes. Casa makes sense. Do like that pick.
Nice. All right. Thank you, Paul. As ever. Lovely to have you in here. Can I turn the volume up a bit? It might be just me speaking quietly, to be honest, mate. Let me turn it up. That's up a bit more, yeah. That should be good. Sorry, I was probably speaking a bit quiet because I was just thinking. Where's Dylan? There you are. He will score and get Defcon. Sounds like a good captaincy choice then, mate. I don't know, like Defcon, yeah. I probably think he will. Newcastle are quite they're going to try and be quite direct, I would imagine, especially with Gordon out. The goal, I think that's tough with the height Newcastle have at the back. Clean sheet, I also think that's tight with the way I expect them to play. So yeah, I don't know, mate.
But if he does, it's a good pick.
But it wouldn't be for me. I'd rather go for someone like a Salah if you're chasing. This is actually wild, Dylan. I love it. Love a bit of wild. Saliba.
I know you're going to go 5 at the back.
Are you backing that Arsenal clean sheet then?
Fair enough. I think Gakpo's got to go from that team. I think you need given you got an Arsenal triple, you need a bit of diversity in the midfield. You can't be having 2 Liverpools because you're just banking on too many. Like you're banking on singular results. Otherwise, I mean, if you get it right and Arsenal keep the clean sheet and Liverpool spank Palace, then it's going to be an incredible game week. But it'd just be nice to have a little bit of extra diversification there. So, as per other comments, and I'd probably start Watkins over Bowen because I've picked Bowen, so Bowen's not going to score. I can't believe I'm advising people to go against Bowen because I have Bowen in my team. But it's just the way the world works. If I pick Bowen, he doesn't score. So, or to be fair, the way the world works, if I don't pick Bowen, he scores. So, I'm going to end my poll of Jared Bowen poll. And the end of the poll, 51%. Yes, curse Bowen not to score. If you can vote on the poll, you can give us a like and subscribe to the channel as well. Just FYI, thank you. Just in time to ask for a giveaway. Yeah, should we give away some memberships? We'll give away 5 memberships to the channel. Let's do that. Alright, let's see who's going to win them this week. Could it be Cap's time to shine? Edwin, Gary, Danny, Mr. Danny, WWE, Matt Bell, 8158, and Jeremy Baker, 7462. Congratulations. Cap will be salty as ever. If you got membership, remember, send us a message. Give me if you want to be added to our WhatsApp group chat for members. Flick it over. Flick over your WhatsApp number, and if you want to be added to essentially what is my very detailed Excel planner spreadsheet with all of the stats, all of the games that are coming up, like all of this stuff you can see, like all of the plannings, defenders, forwards, midfielders by price point, all the stats, etc. You can either sign up to be a member, or if you're lucky enough to have one membership like these guys this week, send me your Gmail and I will add you to my distribution list where I flick that out so you can access it anytime you want throughout the week. You can change that to Leeds double for sure. That's right. Yeah, Dylan, any other thoughts on that, mate? Matt Bell, nice one, mate. No, you're welcome. Matt, yeah, flick across, DM me on Twitter or Insta with your name and like your WhatsApp number if you want to be added to our members channel, and also a Gmail if you want all of the stats and good stuff that I have updated on a weekly basis. Abdullah, yes. Let me pull up your team now, my friend.
Insta. It's so difficult. I need a specific Instagram one as well, so I don't have to keep rephrasing. Yeah, Flipication next, mate. I got to do the members, yeah. So just got to accept that one, I'm afraid. And then you. So just hang about. Adam, am I going for Wilson? I need a little bit. I need probably like 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the end. Maybe at 6 o'clock, I'll just quickly have another look at my teams. I'm thinking about switching out Casemiro to Wilson. I quite like it. Rafes in goal. Okay with that. Porro, Gabriel, Virgil. Again, I'm not a big Porro fan, as I've spoken about. Gabriel, Virgil, fine. Cunha, Salah, Fernandez I like. Szoboszlai I don't like. I've been talking about I don't really like this Szoboszlai pick. I think there's a lot of options that you can go for in that slot. I think, like I said, Harry Wilson, Dango, Eze, Dewsbury Hall. I think all of those are better options than Szoboszlai. I also like Gomez is playing right back, so he can fall over, and after 20 minutes, Szoboszlai has to go in at right back. So, and he's not on pens with Salah around. I know he's on set pieces. I know that's a big thing nowadays. Obviously, all the set piece takers are better options. So a bit of analysis needs to go into that, I think, but just not for me. Just not for me, that Szoboszlai pick. Solanke, Watkins, Bowen I like up top. I think that's good. I think form players, Bowen and Watkins, and I think Solanke, Spurs have to score. Yeah, Wilson in for Szoboszlai I like. And then, yeah, I think that Pedro Porro pick just needs a little bit of thought as well. Why have you got him in? Is there anyone else that you'd rather consider? Obviously, Spurs are going to be attacking going forwards. I'd even consider Van der Ven up from the back as someone that could score a goal over Porro. He's going to be out wide, crossing those balls into the box, even if Spurs are pushing for a goal late on. Probably rather VDV over Porro. If I wasn't going for that and I wanted to go for someone else at the back, it would likely be a Mavropanos or a Diouf would be interesting. Or yeah, I don't really love anybody else. Mukiele, maybe. It's a bit boring though. Porro, but yeah, Porro has the attacking threat, but is it a goal threat? I know he scored 1 goal last week, but apart from that, he's had 3 assists and 1 goal all season, 34 weeks. That is like not an attacking threat in my book. That is not an attacking threat in my book. Mate, can I refresh the chat on my screen? Yeah, but it's been breaking down. I don't know why it's been doing this chat. I'll fix it, but it's going to break again. I don't know why. I'll fix it for next week. It's been very strange. Yeah, so we'll have to deal with that. Sheriff Al Hakeem, my guy, what's going on? Used all my chips, menu Pedro bench, and Gordon ruled out. I play a 5-3-3 and have 2. I'd like to place Gordon with Rice for -4. Wouldn't be for Rice for me, mate.
Wouldn't be for Rice for me. Do you have 11 playing players? If you have 11 playing players, that's good. Yeah, but yeah, I'd probably do it. I'd take the -4, but I don't know if I'd be for Rice. I think you got better options, eh? If you got something better than Rice, then maybe the -4 is good. But otherwise, if you don't, I wouldn't take it. Don't like Rice. Not a good pick in my opinion. Van der Ven over him. Yeah, I would probably go Van der Ven over Poro Abdullah, mate. I'd probably go that way. Then on your bench, Reynaldo, Heaven, Dowman. That's fine. Kinski, that's fine. Is that good? Hopefully that's good, Abs. If you need more advice, tell me. I'll come back. But I think what you've got there is good. And then Flipication. What did you say you were? Abdullah Mohammed. Yes. Twitter. Fix this again. I've got to have an Instagram and a Twitter. I used to have an Instagram and Twitter separate feed, but when I changed my laptop screens over, I lost all my feeds. Okay, Ryan Gold, Gabriel Virgil, Mavropanos, very standard. Salah, Gakpo, Fernandez, Jeesbury, Casemiro, Bowen, Watkins. And you've got your mate Abdullahi, namesake. Keane and Heaven. Love that. Nish, bro, I actually checked out your team the other week. I think you're like 200k in the world or something. Is that right? Either that or you're like 46k. Something crazy. I know I checked out your team, but you had a good green arrow last week. I was looking at it somewhere. An idea who's a good midfielder for long term. I have to have a think about that, Sheriff. I would probably say, awkwardly, after having what I've said today, if I say long term, Morgan Rogers is quite nice. Eze. Saka. Rotation, isn't he? 41k, that's it, 41k. Yeah, Nish, you're flying, bro. You can go for top 10k. Do you think Bowen's good for long term? Sheriff Al-Keem? Yeah, I do. I think so. Mitoma? Oh, Alex isn't here. Mitoma's actually not bad now. Gomez is out. He's actually a good pick. Mitoma long term is a nice pick. I know they don't play this week, but long term. Currently 20k, pushing to 10k. Okay, you're about me. I'm what 15k. So I don't want to give you too much advice. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, I'd probably captain Mo Salah. That's what I'm doing. Everyone's going to captain Bruno. I don't mind Salah Gakpo, but like I said, sometimes you might want a bit of diversification in there. I mean, realistically, I like your team, and Gakpo's the only one that I'd be looking at moving, maybe with Casemiro. If you wanted to go more attacking, you could potentially go Cunha or Wilson or Dango or Eze. So, I mean, I think on a free hit, it's a little bit more difficult for me to suggest what your options should be. It's more of you've got to go, I can give you the thoughts on who I think are nice picks, but ultimately, if you feel something is better, you should obviously go with your pick, because that's the fun in FPL, is going for what you believe, not listening to me harp on about this is the statistics and the tactical data behind stuff and what managers are doing and what teams are playing for. But I mean, those are the people I would say are good. But ultimately, Gakpo and Casemiro were in my list of 6 midfielders. Gibbs White's fine, good form, more than the fixture for me. I think good form is what would carry him into my team, and form is important for all attacking players. Diversification.
Yeah, so if I was to move Gakpo, it would be for a Wilson or Dango or Eze. And Eze's like kind of quite a high upside that I feel like not a lot of people in that sort of rank point have, which is why I've gone Eze in my team. And if it helps, like this is what mine is looking like at the moment. Yeah, well, I will show you what mine's looking like in a moment. That's what mine's looking like at the moment. But I think this might become Harry Wilson. If I've got the money. I think that becomes Harry Wilson for Casemiro. And then that's probably where I'm landing. Capsala, VC, Bruno. I've gone Gibbs White. Very red. It's very red. Michael Keane, the lone blue. Obviously, Branthwaite out for the season, so Michael Keane probably plays that game against West Ham. Yeah, Nish, I don't like Szoboszlai or Rice. I think Xavi Simons is fine if you don't have Solanke. I think you've got to have one Tottenham attacker. Just because I think they've got to score goals. If they don't, then what are they doing? I'm not convinced by Xavi Simons, but I think you've got to have a Tottenham attacker. If Xavi Simons is your choice, then great. Yeah. Got Solanke too. Yeah, in that case, I don't know if I'd have double Spurs attack. Not fully against it. Edwin, yeah, I can pull up your team like right now, to be honest, mate. What about Eze makes him seem like a good shout? I want to hear your thoughts. I just thought, what have I done here? I just thought he looked like he played really well against Man City, to be honest, and the fact that he has the ability to score in clusters, and I think that Newcastle are going to press quite high against Arsenal early on, and they're going to try and put them under a bit of pressure. And I think Eze's someone that can break that press. He has the ability to carry the ball really well, and I think in a game against Newcastle, that's going to be important. Also, depending on whether he starts centrally or on the left, if he's on the left, Livermento's out, which is big because he covers the ground really quickly and is a bit faster than probably what's going to end up being Trippier, potentially Jacob Murphy, but I would probably guess Trippier. So just feel like it's quite nice there. Edwin, can you just remind me your team ID? So I'll probably have it somewhere. I just need to find it. Yeah, I got it. That's my pitch on Eze from a tactical point of view. Sorry, I know I don't always give my tactical point of view, but I generally, like, when I'm going for somebody, I have that sort of... I am thinking through that sort of stuff as well. So if I have not given that insight, please make sure to tell me to fucking do it. Because sometimes I just forget because... I'm assuming that I've explained this stuff. Is my volume loud enough for you guys? I also forget to speak into the mic. And thoughts on KDH, if you don't mind. Yeah, so KDH for me is he's one of those guys that look. Actually, to be honest, KDH, I think against West Ham. My issue is Everton don't have a striker at the moment. That is a problem for him. Like, the fact that Beto's out is a problem for him because he tends to get quite close to the number 9. So I don't know who's going to play up top there, but actually, I think if they play someone pacey, I think that benefits KDH. I reckon he can slide in some nice balls to them if they're running on through. That gives him like a little bit more to work with in there. I also think West Ham's defenders are not the fastest, so that also helps them a little bit. But yeah, I think KDH from a perspective this week, I'd say like I'm not super convinced that it's a brilliant fixture for him, especially with Everton lacking the number 9. I think if they play and die as the 9, I don't think they will. I think that might help him a little bit, but outside of that, he's more for me just a bit of a differential pick that pops up in the right places at the right time for Everton, rather than this fixture being particularly suited for him. I think that's probably the way I'd see it. I was trying to sort of give you a view on the fixture, but yeah, that's probably how I'd see KDH. No worries, mate. Diane Wilson in Abdullah. Who's Ndiaye in for? What's fans you mate? FPL MFC. I have no idea what that means, mate. Sorry. Edvin, sorry, your team, mate. Sorry. Any thoughts, Ed? Oh yeah, I'll go back to previous game week, isn't it? We want your game week 32 side. This one, right? Put that on my main screen, sorry. Okay. King Gordon replacement with my 2 free transfers. Wildcarding next week. Oh, so you're 1 week punt, basically. Okay. So you're playing Virgil, Tarko, Gabriel, Wilson, Fernandez, Anderson. 3 +1 plus the Gordon. And then Thiago. Are you missing one player? Oh, you're playing Anderson at the back as well. So you're playing 4-4-2. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Thiago make fun. Ekitike out. What's the best fixture? Solanke in. It's got to be Solanke against Wolves. I think he's got to go for that fixture. And then who's the other one out? Gordon replacement. Cunha, yeah, I like as a 1 week punt. I think that's the other game that I think is going to be highest scoring. Cunha, Sharda, Dango. Even Mbumo's a bit riskier because you don't know if he's going to start. Gakpo, Salah. You definitely can't afford Salah. Gakpo's another one. Any good differential to catch the others on free hit? Ooh, yeah, okay. I think you should go Solanke up top because that makes sense. But I think in your team there, you probably don't need too many because your team's not too different to those guys that are free hitting, actually. Like Virgil, Tarko, Gabriel is going to be the same. Bruno, maybe Wilson. Thiago's a bit differential. Wilson's a bit differential. Anderson's a bit differential. I think Solanke comes in as probably similar. So, I mean, Eze, but I just think Eze longer term. Oh, the wildcarding. Yeah, Eze's a nice one that not a lot of people are going to have on that free hit, which I think we've gone for. Like a few of us have gone for this week. Sounds like Saka's going to be back, which is another option. Sorry, I've not put your team on the screen. Lost my mind. Yeah, I think Solanke locked in. I think the midfielder, you've got some options. I think those options are Cunha, Dango. I think a lot of people on the free hit will have Cunha. So, I mean, Dango if you want to go a bit different. Eze if you want to go a bit different. Who else if you want to go a bit different?
I think a few people have had Gakpo, but I think a few people won't have Gakpo. Wirtz. Out of those, my favourites are probably Adango and Eze for different to the free hit, or a Saka for being different to the free hit. For just best option, I'd also include Cunha, and I'd also include Gakpo in that list. Oh, which team do I support? My brother's is like a big Palace fan, and I go to a lot of their games. They're my local side, but I'm actually a Liverpool fan. I would say Palace are definitely like my second team. Like I do support Palace in a way because they're my local club, but I just grew up supporting Liverpool because my brother used to be a Man United fan. Weirdo. So I just picked their rivals to piss him off. Teach me tips. What's up, my friend? And you do look like you're already a member. Was it me and you? We made a bet. We made a bet the other week. I totally forgot where it was, but I remember. I think it was like I had to pay you, or you became a member for the rest of the season. You've obviously done that. I just can't remember what the bet was, bro. All right, thanks, Edwin. Much love, bro. Sesko goal. That was it. So you did your job. You did your job. Thanks for the membership. Appreciate it, mate. How are you? All right. Do we have any more team reviews to get through? Anybody in the chat now? Let's just ping through the final ones. I wanna get through these final ones that I haven't done. Is anybody in there? Anybody in here? Garav is probably the only one in here. Or did someone also ping me on Insta? I will check that also. Bro, that was me. It was Nish. We bet on Bowen scoring or something. If we bet on Bowen scoring, I probably lost the bet. Did you win? There's no way I won a bet that was Bowen scoring. Do I owe you £10 or $10? Go back and find out. If I do, then sorry. I was pretty sure I won the last bet. I pay my bets, so you can ask everybody that's won the bets off me. Especially Rico constantly wins them. Okay, cool. So I've got through everybody. So, all right. That's great. Oh, shit. What am I doing? So then let's pull up my team and have a think if I'm comfortable. So Bowen in the game again to screw me over. Mavropanos and Raya are the ones that I'm not sold on. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you, mate. Have a great week. Hopefully you get a bit of time to relax and have a bit of downtime today. Enjoy it. Danny Ribeiro, my free hit team. What do I think? Raya, Gabriel, Virgil, Porro, Fernandes, Cunha, Salah, Szoboszlai. I don't like Szoboszlai. I'm not a big fan of Porro, but I like the rest of it. My thoughts on Sob is I would go like Wilson, Dango, or Eze. My thoughts on Porro is if you're going to go Spurs, I'd rather Van der Ven because he's got a goal threat that Porro doesn't have. I know Porro scored last week. It's only goal of the season, though. And I think that if Spurs are getting tight and they need to score and it gets late in the game, Van der Ven's going to be in the box. Porro's going to be crossing it in there. So I think for this sort of game for Spurs, I think I'd go Van der Ven. If Spurs don't score early. If Spurs score early, it's going to be a totally different game. I think it'll be much more free-flowing, high-scoring. Spurs don't score early, they're going to be gunning forwards. I got Casemiro, Cunha, and Bruno, GG Man United, or what? Too many Man Uniteds, TMT, mate. Too many Man United. You can't have triple up on their attack. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game, but I think two's fine. I
I did have Bruno and Casemiro. I just moved him for Wilson. I'm looking at Gibbs White in my team now, being like, am I comfortable with that? Have I got money in this team? Have I got money in this team? I mean, if Eze didn't play, he's coming on off the bench, isn't he? I mean, Keane could be Tarko, really. I've got the money to go up to Tarko if I need to. Season's over, currently 1 million, playing with my heart here. You don't want to be inside 1 mil. You're not interested. Sold on Gibbs White, are you? I'm picking him for form. The same way I probably would have picked Ollie Watkins on form. But I've obviously gone against that now. Yeah, I don't really have anything. Was thinking Wilson, Danny. Yeah, I like Wilson. I'd go Wilson over Sob. Is there anything I'm missing here? Like,
just look at these fixtures. Like, could be anything. Probably high scoring. Probably low scoring. Totally depends on the first 15 minutes. I think it's going to be more high scoring, especially from Arsenal's side. Not sure about the clean sheet. That's going to be high scoring. This I'm not sure. I think Forest missing Maria is quite big. I think Sunderland are going to be going for the win, but I'm not necessarily convinced either team have the skills to. I know Sunderland and Villa with 4-3. It was a bit wild, but not sure either team have enough for that to be super high scoring. And I think both do have good defence when it comes to it. So yeah, I'm just not convinced on that one. I just don't know how that's going to go. But I'd love to see Gibbs White banging a hat-trick first game. Yeah, I feel like my defence is missing something. Like Heaven, Keane, like one of them needs to move to somebody. Maybe that does become a Van der Ven. He's just going to be benched though. And then it's going to annoy me if he scores a bunch of points. I'm sort of seeing this Van der Ven pick a little bit now. Like, I've almost convinced myself that he's going to be in the box. But this is relying on Spurs not scoring early. Interesting. Could be a great bench boost week. Oh dear. All right. Anybody else need some team reviews?
Because I have some mates to meet, and if you don't want to go all the way to deadline today, I could easily finish this up early if we're keen.
Thoughts on Beto? Beto's out this week, mate. He's concussion protocol. He's not playing.
Otherwise, I would have considered him.
Yeah, otherwise I'd have definitely considered him. It's crazy. We have 50 views or more.
Yeah, thanks. I'm going out for a few beers and some dinner.
Probably watch the footy at some point.
Yeah. Well, what's the feelings, chaps? I might finish up early. I don't feel like anybody. Yeah, I think everyone's pretty happy. I've got through all the teams. Kickoff's not here for a giveaway. Yeah, everyone's happy.
Solanke. Yeah, what are we hating on? What's my top five? My top five Premier League prediction. Convince me to go for Eze. Let's hope for the best. Qualification. Yeah, mate. I hope so, mate. I've gone for that as well. I changed that exact people today. Gakpo to Eze.
Top 5 Premier League prediction. Arsenal, Man City, Villa v Man United. Is this Villa have got good? What's the Villa fixtures? Let me just have a look before I make this prediction.
Versus Man United fixtures. Man United are playing a lot of teams that have a lot to play for.
No, I'm going to say Man United in 3, Villa in 4, Liverpool in 5. Yeah, so pretty much the same as it is now. Pretty much the same as it is now. Don't think anything's going to change. What's wrong with Solanke, Rob? I think Solanke's going to score. And he's going to give me an anime celebration. So I'm actually a big anime fan. I do enjoy a bit of anime. Oh, Dragon Ball. Big Dragon Ball fan. OG days. OG days, the Dragon Ball was. Oh. Did I forget to do that? No, I did. I shouted out Rob for his captaincy pick in game week 33. Captaining Okafor. What are your top picks that you don't currently have in your free hit? Great question. Watkins. Thiago. I think both of them are very good picks. I actually think Thiago is very underrated. If I didn't have to pick Bowen, I'd probably pick Thiago. Unfortunately, no one donated me £3.50. They didn't sell me. I was trying to sell someone on that. I was like, I've got to do what Jan says. But yeah, I'd probably like Thiago in there. Watkins has been on good form as well. Midfield wise, Cunha, Gakpo, Dango, Dewsbury Hall, Ndai. And then defence. Freddie Woodman, Liverpool goalie, 3.9 mil, quite like. Jordan Pickford, just always a gun. If you don't have Jared Bowen, Jordan Pickford's actually a nice pick. Diouf. Yeah, not sure I love anybody else. Tarko I would have over Keane if I had the money. I think that's it. Those are probably my top picks outside Bjorn. Yeah, I mean, if I look through that team, I think there's a good chance Raya keeps clean sheet. Outside of that, is there really anyone that I really strongly think is going to keep a clean sheet? Not really. Not really any team. Everton, West Ham, I think someone will, but I just don't know which way round it is. So I've gone Mavropanos at the back. I don't want to go both ways. And the reason I've gone Mavropanos at the back is because I've got Bowen. So I think if I hadn't have gone Bowen, that could easily have just been Tarko.
or someone else really. And then, so like I think you don't want to have an attacker be a defender, right? So that's sort of the reason I've done that. Salah, I think, is a nice option. I've capped him because I think very high ceiling. Eze, I think, is a big risk in this team, like a big risk, because I think he could easily not start for Arsenal. But I think his upside's huge, like huge, because I think there'll be goals more than you would think in that Arsenal-Newcastle game from Arsenal's perspective. Like I think they'll score more than one. Bruno, just a great pick. Like you got to have him. Harry Wilson. I think that Fulham Villa game's a difficult one for me to read, so I quite like having Harry Wilson because I just feel like it's a free hit almost. Anything could happen. Gibbs White, I'm not 100% sold on. I've sort of picked him based on his form, but if I was to look at Sunderland, I think that's a really tough game for them. At Sunderland at home, as in like Sunderland are at home, been very good defensively this year. Like Gibbs White feels like a tough one to go for me. I guess that could be a Gakpo. I'm carrying on Woodman, Gabriel, Virgil, Mavropanos, Bruno, Salah, Wilson, Casemiro, Watkins, Thiago, Bowen. Yeah, sorry, Casemiro was one of my other options if I didn't say that in the midfield. But it's weird that I've seen a lot of people with Casemiro. That sort of almost makes me feel he's not as differential as I was thinking he would be on my free hit. If you were to know that Casemiro was picked by 70% of free hit teams, I'm making this up by the way, would you no longer pick Casemiro? That's something that you should ask yourself. If you were to know that 70% of people pick Casemiro, would you still pick him? Would you think he's the optimal pick for this game week? I do think there's goals in that Man United game, don't get me wrong. But I'd just be interested to see your thoughts on that one. That's the one where I eventually decided that I wasn't going to go for him because I thought, well, is he actually the optimal pick? Or am I trying to go differential to someone that actually loads of people have gone for? Which defeats the purpose of me going for him. So why not going for somebody else that I think might have an even higher upside? Watkins, Thiago Bowen, I love up top. I think that's great. I'll probably have Solanke over Watkins. Or no, I'll probably have Solanke over Bowen, actually. I'm not sure, actually, either one of the two. I'd have Solanke over one of them. For the price, I don't mind. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But, I mean, you probably have money. You probably have money to go for whoever you want. Like, if you wanted to go Gibbs White, like, he's not that much more expensive. If you wanted to go Eze, you probably could still, I'd guess. If you just tinkered with the bench a little bit. Neil, yes, good luck this week, mate. Great to see you in the chat. So yeah, I think that's my thoughts. I think Gibbs White is the one I'm not hugely sold on in that game. I'm just trying to think like who would be a nice pick if I wasn't to go Gibbs White. I would like to have like maybe Acuna. I mean, I actually could be convinced to go Acuna. Not explosive, though, is he? Not explosive. I mean, look at that form. It's been crazy. I mean, he's been unbelievable, really, hasn't he? I mean, I've got to go Gibbs White, mate. I just got to go. Fell asleep and didn't do my team last game week. Then when everyone else free hitted and when everyone else bench boosted and moved down so much, yeah, that was a big week to miss last week, mate. Big week to miss. It'll be tough to come back from that one. Very tough. Yeah, I'm more comfortable with Gibbs White. I think I'm picking him based off form rather than fixture, and I'm okay with that. I think that's the way I'm going to go.
J-Bo, I mean, look, I'm doing it for the... I'm a man of the people. I've picked him for the people, not for my own benefit. So look forward to a blank from Jared Bowen this week if you own him. You can enjoy that blank. But I will be blaming Jan if Ollie Watkins scores a hat-trick and I have got Jared Bowen or Thiago. Aussie. Cheers from Estonia. Hey, Willem, what's up, bro? How you going? Thanks for tuning in right at the end, man. It was wicked watching the game with you last week, the Arsenal game. Should I wildcard or bench boost this week? Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. Big up my new Estonian fan base that I created. That's actually epic. It was so cool to just chat to people about FPL that were loving it. Alex Xavi or Moon gives what? Eze? Yeah, look, I quite like this Eze pick. Like I've been saying, it is a free hit. You got to go for maybe one or two punts that other people are not looking at. Obviously, there's a risk that he doesn't start, but is that upside good? I think so. I think Alex Gibbs White is sort of in-form guy. I think he's been in fantastic form this year. The fixture's not a fantastic fixture. Sunderland at home is quite a tricky one. They've been good defensively. Xavi Simons, I'm not sold. I'm just not sold on Xavi Simons in general. I would prefer Solanke over the top of Xavi. My starting 11. Yeah, this is my starting 11. That's what I've gone for. What's yours, mate? If you want, you can send it to me on Twitter if you want. We can talk through your team, Willem. Or just post it in the chat. I can talk about it down below. We were a bit hectic at the beginning of this stream, and then as all the main streamers come in, it gets a little bit quieter. It's actually a bit easier to get through everybody's teams towards the end. Yeah, look. Who was talking? Who's asking about? Someone was asking about Xavi Simons and Solanke. So I think recently, the Xavi Simons Solanke one was quite interesting because if you saw Spurs last week, and I know they screwed it up at the end, but Simons and Solanke started to play a little bit like. I can't remember who the Spurs manager was at the time, but the old a la Kane and Son, where Kane used to drop in deep and Son used to run in behind. Even when Thomas Frank first started, they actually did that quite a lot, and even players like Pape Sarr were running in behind, and the striker was pulling in, which allowed for example Simons here to get in behind. But, and this is probably a big but for me, I just don't see his consistency. His consistency doesn't feel there right now for me, Xavi Simons. And the fact that Solanke's also on pens, and look, the way that Spurs have to be, Solanke's going to have to be in and around the box because of... because they need the win, mate. They have to win this game. And that's also why I've been saying people Van de Ven over Pedro Porro, because I think that if Spurs don't score early and that game gets cagey and Spurs are going to be pushing forwards, where's Pedro Porro going to be? Pedro Porro is going to be on the wing, crossing the ball into the box. Where's Van de Ven going to be? Van de Ven's going to be in the box. He is much more of a goal. I know Pedro Porro scored one goal in this season, last week against Brighton. He scored no other goals. Van de Ven scored 4 this season. Van de Ven is more of a goal threat than Pedro Porro for me. That if you're going for the Spurs defence, which I'm not entirely sold on, given they're going to be playing attacking, goal difference is going to be a factor for them. Wolves are free. They've got anything to play for. They can bomb forwards, bomb back, and there could be multiple goals in that game. I just feel Van de Ven, if it gets cagey, is better. If it doesn't get cagey, different scenario. But then, again, Pedro Porro, 3 assists so far this season. Not sold on him whatsoever. And then, obviously Solanke, plenty of issues. But he's coming back into that team. He's starting to get 90 minutes. I just think for me, positionally, he's going to have to be in the box. Like, he's going to have to be in the box a lot more. Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. Yeah, I can pull up your team ID, mate. Pull up your team on screen. 4672286. Okay. So yeah, what did you do? You still had the green arrow last week, mate. This is you, yeah? But you haven't wildcarded or bench boosted yet. So I guess you're free hitting this week still. And wildcard 35, bench boost 36 is probably... I mean, that might not have ended up the worst for you, to be honest, mate. I don't think it's the end of the world. Or am I in game week 32? Yeah, I'm an idiot. Ignore me. Okay, yeah, you had an absolute stinker. Sorry, mate. Willem, I'm on basic template, to be honest. Raya, Gabriel, VVD, Porro, Bruno and Dice, Salah, Cunha, Xavi, Bowen, Watkins. I want some differential, but I feel like free hit as a whole is decent enough differential. What did you say your rank was, Willem? Yeah, and Dye's an interesting one because I think with no Beto this week for Everton, there is a chance that they play him in number 9. I think it's a small chance. I think he could play the number 9. So I don't think they start Tierno Barry up top. I don't think David Moyes starts Barry. I like Salah, Cunha. Xavi I'm okay with if you want to go Xavi over Solanke. Bowen, well, I actually think Igor Thiago is a really good pick this week. Jared Bowen, if you've... I know you haven't followed my channel before, Willem, but the curse of Jared Bowen is real. If I don't pick Jared Bowen, he scores. And if I do pick Jared Bowen, he doesn't score. So he's in my team right now, so you're fucked. So yeah, Jared Bowen guaranteed blank this week after that. You bet they start Barry. Are we doing $10 bets this week, Rob?
I don't want to make that bet.
I'm not convinced that they don't. I'm just not convinced they start Barry. I would say there's like 50-50. I'm not willing to make the bet this week on that one. We can make a bet though. You just got to think of something good for me for this week. A few of the fixtures this week are hard to call more than usual. Which Spurs and which Wolves will turn up. I really think the Spurs-Wolves game depends on the first 30 minutes of that game. If there's no goal, I think that's going to be super cagey. And then Spurs are going to push hard in the second half. I hate Jared Bowen. Yeah, Jared Bowen is the bane of my existence in FPL, mate. Every time I don't pick him, he bangs. 150k right now. Do you have your team ID, Willem? Don't know if you know, because I'll put your team up on screen. Yeah, so Arteta FC, not Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. I think you should free hit. I think your wildcard can be in 35 to set yourself up for a game week 36 bench boost. I think there's no point wildcarding this week because there's a bunch of players that you'd want that you wouldn't have. So, for example, like Man City, you're blanking this week. You want to have probably like Semenyo, Haaland, O'Reilly in the run-in. So yeah, for me, I'd definitely free hit, and I'd look at the sort of template that I've got and my team is, and like there's a few other options obviously that you can go for, but that's sort of roughly what I'd be looking at, mate. Rob, what are you cracking up at, mate? Can't pull it up in time. Oh, okay, all good, mate. No worries. Do I have Mikel's team ID? No. Willem. No worries, Austin. Yeah, Willem. So I think for your team, like, I think it's a template team, right? Genuinely, I think like most of those picks are good. I think in Die, we'll see. I think the West Ham Everton one is the game that I think is going to be low scoring, if I'm honest. I think Arsenal going to I think that Arsenal going to score a few more goals than people think, which is why I've gone Eze as a bit of a differential. Watkins obviously great form. Salah I've gone as my cap this week. Bruno, yeah, you got Bruno, yeah. And then, yeah, United Brentford I think is going to be high scoring. I think both teams are playing for the win there. Like, if you look at that Premier League table, again, like Brentford playing for Europe, Man United are definitely playing for third place there. Like, they want to finish third. They want to finish the highest they can get. If Carrick can finish third, he's got a chance of keeping the job. Not that I think they should, but yeah, the only thing I'd say, Willem, that I would really consider is potentially going VDV over Porro. Like, if you don't want to change that team too much, I just think VDV is a little bit more of a goal threat, Van de Ven. And your same team, so same clean sheet potential. I actually think he's more of an attacking threat than Porro. Yeah, the rest of the team I'm sort of cool with. I think it's good. The only other one I'd consider is Igor Thiago over over Jared Bowen, but yeah, it can go either way. Rob kind of want to go for Watkins over Bowen now. Mate, it is what it is, mate. Blame Jan, mate. He donated me flipping 20 Hong Kong dollars today to put Jared Bowen in my team. Otherwise, Jared Bowen wouldn't be in my team. This would be Igor Thiago. I'm telling you. This would be Igor Thiago or Ollie Watkins. One of the two. But you can only blame Jan. If Jared Bowen blanks and 300,000 managers are pissed off this week, there is one man to blame. And it's not Jared Bowen. And it's partially me. There are two men to blame. One is me and one is Jan. And we will be telling him next week on stream. All right, guys, 5 minutes to deadline. I've been chatting your ear off for a while. So any other teams that you want me to look through, let me know. Otherwise, happy to just like pull up some data and we can have a look through. You can have a look through who you fancy. This is this one. Yeah. No. Sorry. Yeah, this is the one we want to be looking at. If we're looking at midfielders, we can look here. We got. Where are we? These are the discussion points this year, right? So who do you want in that midfield? Harry Wilson, Rodgers, Casemiro. Who else have we been talking about? Sob. No, this includes penalties, so Sob's is a little bit higher. So's and Dye's because of pens. Gakpo, interesting. Dango is one on the books for this week. Sorry. Who else did we have in our line of sight for this week? Xavi Simons, 0.36. I think they like relatively all of them are around the same mark for expected goal involvements per 90. If I move it a little bit further along, maybe that makes everything a bit easier. In terms of like baseline bonus and bonus, like Harry Wilson's right up there. Obviously scored a lot more goals. Overachiever, Harry Wilson. Casemiro, right up there. Also, Def Comp 90, Casemiro's at 11.97. So it is a nice pick. I do like Casemiro. I've just gone Gibbs White based off form in my team. Oh yeah, Gibbs White. Oh, he's an expensive side. And Dye, I think it's a little bit high there. That's probably a little bit on the high side because this includes penalties. This isn't not non-expected non-penalty goal and assist. Gakpo, interestingly, is quite high. But then it's also Liverpool as a team create a few more chances than others. I also think Palace a little bit on the beach this year, so you can expect them to sort of... I reckon you can expect them to kind of pack it up pretty early in this game. Like they'll want to be getting Sarr off, Mateta off early. Yo, Bonty, what's good, bro? Mate, 2 minutes till deadline, mate. You got your teams locked in? I've had some comeback this year, that's right. Gibbs White, 0.37. Everyone's around the same in that midfielder area. Defender, Defcon and stuff. Mavropanos leading the way there with old Hill. Old mate Hill. think Mavropanos is a good pick this week for sure. Van der Ven obviously struggling on Defcon. Quick takes. Yeah, quick takes. I can do 1 minute to go. Rice, Sob, Gakpo. I'd go Gakpo. I actually prefer Eze out of all of those three. Quick takes. 1 minute till deadline, guys. Lock in your teams. 1 minute, quick. Come on, let's go. Let's move. Because I've got to catch a train as well. I'm going out to the pub again. Strikers wise, Watkins 0.48, Bowen 0.33, Solanke 0.3. Crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't have minded Igor Jesus. I don't like Solanke, but oh well, not really chasing. Yeah, I'm in on Solanke. This is my team. 1 minute till deadline, guys. Lock in your teams, please. Please don't forget to lock in your teams. And that is it. We are locked. Game week is ready to go. Thank you guys for tuning in. The game's updating. Good luck, everybody, this week. If I'm 13k realistically, how high can I get? You can probably look like 5k, 4k, something like that. Top 1k is probably a little bit tricky. I can't check at the moment. I can't see how far out you are from top 1k. But it's starting to get a bit tricky. I'd say maybe top 5k realistically, how high you can get. Definitely can get top 5k, but you need a big week in one of the next few weeks. Depends if you use all your chips. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for watching. If you haven't, smash that subscribe button, like the video, the channel. I'll be live next week again on the deadline. I'll put a few things out during the week this week. So keep an eye out for those, for your best players for 35 and all the data and stuff. Thank you as ever for watching. This has been your English Aussie, and I'll catch you guys next week. Have a great game week, guys. Catch you later.